Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. On this week's episode, I'm joined by Craig, who will tell us all about his improvisational journey. We'll play a couple games, and most importantly, learn how he improv'd his life. Let's hit it. Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Lee Evans, and tonight I'm joined by the incredibly talented two-timer improviser, retiree, master of cats, and Star Trek fanatic, Craig.
Thank you so much. That's a great introduction.
It's one of my favorite things is that I always try and improvise that based off what I learned in these brief moments here.
Wow.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's very fun.
Keeps it interesting. But Craig,
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's an honor to be here.
104th episode. How are you tonight?
Very well. Yes. Doing good.
One thing I've learned about you, Craig, in our brief moments together so far, a little off-air conversation, you have great taste. Craig told me about his breakfast, which we will not put on recording because I think it deserves to be sacred.
Yes.
Delicious meal. If people want to learn about it, you need to find Craig and talk to him yourself.
That's right.
But
I've been doing it for decades.
Decades.
Yeah, same meal.
I respect that consistency. And I think it's kind of easy, like one less decision you have to make every day. Mm-hmm. One thing I'll ask.
Yes.
You drink coffee as well?
Yes, I do, but it's not at the same time I have my breakfast.
Before or after?
It's after.
Better for digestion, right?
I think so.
Caffeine on the
I'm
empty
not
stomach.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want that jolt too early. And to ease my way into that. And then when I need that caffeine, it's ready.
Smart. I know, I've read, and I don't know the validity of this, but I think they say like usually wait an hour after waking up before you have caffeine so that your body can wake up naturally. And then it can't hurt to have a little bit in your stomach when you have your coffee or, whatever your form of caffeine is.
That actually sounds very reasonable.
Yeah, so I try and do I'll eat like a handful of blueberries because I'm not quite hungry when I get up, and then I'll wait as long as I can before I drink coffee.
I am starving when I get up.
That's good though.
First thing I do is eat.
They say breaking your fast, right? That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
You haven't eaten for a while. You've been asleep. So you're doing it the right way. Craig, I'm looking at this sign back here, this perfectly lit neon sign. And I'm wondering, how'd you find your way to this old place?
This was a post-pandemic internet search for improv places near me. I live literally just slightly less than a mile from here.
Wonderful.
So I knew what I wanted. My expectation was it'd just be another improv place. How bad could it be? And after the first night, I was like, wow, this is it. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly where I need to be at this phase. And I just felt so lucky to have found this place.
That's wonderful. I love people coming out of the pandemic and it's like, I want to do something. I need to find something.
Yeah.
And you pulled it up. And I think, well, I'm a little biased, but I think you found the right place.
Well, certainly anything I think is better than doing improv by Zoom.
Yeah.
Even took classes by Zoom. And I remember thinking, oh no, I have class tonight. Imagine thinking that about improv.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I finally gave that up and waited for everything to get better. And here I am.
Well, I definitely want to hear more about that in just a little bit. But before we do, so we're going to play some three things tonight. You played three things before, Craig?
Yes.
Some version of it? Excellent. All right. So you're ready to go? I got three
Absolutely.
categories for you, loosely related to you, or what nuggets of truth I could find about you on the internet, which was nothing. So everything I know, you willingly shared with me. So with that said, here we go. These are three things. Your first category, cat names.
Well, Soda Pop and Ponyboy.
1, 2. Give me one more.
And how about Zucchini?
3. Very nice. Next category. Sports you think you could coach.
Wow. I could probably coach Advanced television watching. No, that's not a sport. I might be able, with a little bit of study, do track.
1. There you go.
Maybe cross country.
2. Nice.
And how about basketball?
3. Very nice. Last category. Star Trek inventions / gadgets.
Ooh, lightsaber.
1.
Wow. Lightsaber inventions. How about
Star Trek.
giant
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm thinking Star Wars.
I know. I was like,
okay, Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Oh,
Star Trek.
obviously the phaser
1.
and the communicator
2.
and beam me up, Scotty. The transporter.
3. These are 3 things. I love that you included the iconic phrase with that last one. So we'll circle back real quick. Why'd I ask you about cat names, Craig?
Because we have 2 delightful kitties named Ponyboy and Soda Pop, or as we call them, Pony and Soda.
Oh, those are great names. Great names. Do they get along? Are they pals?
They were from the same litter, both boys, and we fostered them. So the person who was trying to foster some kittens, the mom was feral in San Bernardino, and she got the kittens and brought them all the way out to us.
Wow.
And she also brought the sister, but they came bounding out of the carrier, and the 2 boys played with each other and chased each other while the sister kind of sat there quietly.
Yeah.
So we wanted 2, so we got the 2 boys.
Yeah.
And they've been bonded. They fight, they tussle, but they'll sleep together literally cheek to cheek. Very cute. Very cute.
Oh, Ponyboy and Soda Pop.
Yes.
Love it. And if there were to be a third, Zucchini?
Zucchini is the cat of an improviser I know who posted a lot of videos, and he would do things like make Zucchini a tank or giant fort.
Out of cardboard, I presume.
Out of cardboard, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
A cat's favorite material, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love their boxes.
Yes. Oh, do they? Oh, that sounds lovely. Oh, Ponyboy and Soda Pop. Those are great names.
Those are characters from The Outsiders.
Oh, yes. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think I read that book in grade school, and I'm a little rusty. Or middle school,
I had never
maybe.
read it. And my wife and her sister had read it, I guess, middle school.
Yeah.
And the sister suggested the names. So I read the book. It's an excellent book.
Yeah.
Then we saw the movie.
Yeah.
And now it's a musical,
I've
which
heard
we have
that.
not
Yeah.
seen yet.
That's pretty good reviews, I think, on Broadway.
I think it won Best Musical.
Yeah, I think so too. Like original score, all that sort of thing. Yeah. Got to check it out. Outsiders, now on Broadway.
Yes.
It'll be at the Pantages in 4 years, probably.
And we'll be there to watch that.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. We'll wait for it to come our way. All right, next category. This one maybe a little trickier. Why do you think I asked you about sports you could coach?
I am such a poor athlete. I honestly do not know.
I think I thought on your guest sheet you put Ted Lasso, which I often think is a situation, right? Someone is, a fish out of water almost. Hey, you're going to coach this sport that you don't really know a ton about, but he does it, right?
I
He
would have
pulls it
been
off.
like Ted Lasso.
And I think,
So funny.
Yeah.
My father was a good athlete. He was captain of his college soccer team. And I think he had this expectation that genetics would produce an athletic son. And no, it did not.
advanced TV watching though, that's a sport I could get behind.
Yes.
I'd like to study with you.
I'd have all the streaming services.
Perfect.
And then you're ready.
I feel like there's a couple of those we could cut out. I don't. Who's using Paramount Plus?
I am.
You are. What's on there? What's on Paramount Plus?
First thing I'll watch every morning is Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Okay. There you go. That's a show on Paramount
But
Plus.
there are some good shows, and I can't think of ones off the top of my head. I also watch Daily Show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's on there as well. Huh? Yeah. Okay. That's 2. Okay. Well, there goes my argument. Then. I was like, well, yeah, I know those, and oh, bummer. All right, because I was just trying to think like Peacock and Paramount Plus have kind of always been on the fringes for me. Right. They're like Well, I guess they just haven't been around as long as well. You know, it's like Netflix and HBO and Hulu even. Or,
Netflix and HBO are definitely the go-tos.
Yeah.
I've never bothered with Peacock.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know they have like The Office and Parks and Recreation, but I've seen those shows already. I'm okay. I don't need to go back. Some people really like those shows and they watch them all the time, but I've seen them. I'm good. I've moved on.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, a lot of love, but
Definitely.
yeah, there's other stuff. All right, last category. Why'd I ask you about Star Trek?
I am a major Star Trek fan. I don't know how you would know that, though. I actually watched the series when it was originally on. I think I was maybe middle school, something like that. And my mother thought Mr. Spock was just amazing. And I liked Captain Kirk. I wanted to be like probably most young boys wanted to be Captain Kirk, of course. So, yeah, I've seen every episode several times.
Yeah, it's one of those shows.
And the movies.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple of the old movies. I had a friend, went over to his house. He had them all on VHS. And he was like, "You got to see these." And I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And he showed me like Wrath of Khan. And that was amazing. There's one with there's a space whale.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the fourth one. The one with Khan is the second one. So if the general rule of thumb is you watch the ones that are even numbers and avoid the odd numbers.
Maybe that's why he showed me those ones.
Yeah. Wrath of Khan is excellent because Ricardo Montalban is superb.
Yeah.
And the fourth one where they come back and save the humpback whale, they come back to San Francisco.
That's
area.
what it was.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good balance of humor and sci-fi and humanity.
Yes.
I think too.
Exactly. There's always a moral lesson in there somewhere.
Yeah, something to be learned. Are you a fan of? I know there's still like some different Star Trek properties happening now. Like there's Star Trek like Below Deck or something like that, and some different shows now.
There's so many.
Yeah,
I didn't even bother with the first one to come after, which I think was Star Trek Next Generation. Because for me, it was never the original cast, and it was that chemistry between those particular people that I thought was so good.
Yeah.
Plus Gene Roddenberry's influence on just what you were saying, the kind of what's the morality behind this? Why are we going out there and checking in on all these people? What do we have to teach? What do we have to learn from them?
Yeah, and that kind of philosophy has maybe been lost over the years.
Exactly.
Haven't kept up with it as much.
More commercial.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I feel like there's probably 2 or 3 different shows happening right now, but I don't know much about them.
Yeah. It's like very much like Star Wars.
Yeah, they just kind of exploded. That's kind of a streaming era thing, though, right?
Yeah.
Even Star Wars, I want it to be good, but I don't keep up. It's too much.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to come up with original ideas. Have you tried improv? That's where we get new
They haven't. They're like, what? How does this tie back to the Skywalkers? And then that's what it's been the whole time. Yeah. It's like, man, you have a whole world, a whole history to explore, and you just keep coming back to the same like 30-year period. Like we can expand a little bit, and no one would be upset. They just want to see lightsabers and spaceships. You know, that's what it's all about. Oh, well, you know, they need to get you in the writer's room, Craig. That's what I think.
Oh, that sounds like work.
Yeah. Well, pass then. Yeah. Maybe they can just shoot you an email. You give them 2 to 3 bullet points, step away.
We're done.
Okay, great.
Have them come to class, see some of these people work.
I like that
Get
too.
some great ideas.
Fresh material, fresh faces.
Definitely scenes that you will see nowhere else.
That's true. Yeah. The world premiere and world closing every time. Yeah. I love it. All right, Craig, we've talked Star Trek, we've talked cats, we've talked sports, but the main thing we're here to talk about tonight is, of course, improvisation.
Yay.
So I want you to take us back. When was the first time in your life when you heard about, saw, learned of, someone whispered in your ear, improv? When was that?
I had a hard time remembering. And my son visited from San Diego yesterday. So I asked him, I said, what came first,
homework.
class or whose line? And he said, whose line? We were looking for shows to watch one night, and it was still on, I think, network television.
Yeah.
And
ABC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we loved it, of course, such talented people. And at the time, my kids were in high school, and I was thinking, they're going to go to college. Then what am I going to do every evening to entertain myself?
Yeah.
And I got a brochure. At that time, I was living in Redondo Beach. Got a brochure from South Bay Adult School. And I was just looking through there, maybe a history or the arts or something like that. And I saw a comedy improv class that a woman by the name of Julie taught. And so I went to the class, and loved it instantly. And for the reasons kind of here, which is, it was fun, it was silly, it was smart, it was something that takes some time to learn and develop skills. And I just enjoyed the people who were taking the class. So that's where it started. And then I kept building on that. They had a group that they had a troupe from, so they had picked a few of them, and they asked me to join that. So I did that. And I said, well, this is not enough. I got to do more. So then Julie had trained at IO West. So I said, okay, I'll take their classes. So did all their 7 levels of improv class and learned the Herald and
the Herald.
Yes. Had some very good teachers there, but not a sense of community there at all. Or people who were using it to do commercial acting or whatever.
Yes.
And there's really nowhere to go because you could learn the craft, but you couldn't really be in a consistent show because all the show times were booked by people who had been there forever, who were the original Chicago Improv Olympic people.
Came out here.
Exactly. And so that didn't go anywhere. And then I took a class from Miles Stroth. And then I heard about improv theater, which does long-form genre-based narrative, kind of more actory things. I thought, well, that's different. I'll try that. I did that for a few years. And then the pandemic hit, and it was, I just didn't like the Zoom. Plus, I was getting very tired of driving to Los Feliz, which is where their classes are. That's why I looked up IFTP.
There's got to be something closer.
Yes. I just was so surprised at how good it felt. So I took a class from Miles Stroth. He said, okay, guys, it's the end of the class. This is really important. What I'm going to tell you now is the most important thing I can tell you about improv. And that's find your people. And this, I think, was the first time I found my people. Not actors, everyday people who appreciate improv, not competitive. I remember your podcast you did with Sheba.
Yes.
Back when, and you were asking her about improv, the places you can learn. And she said, all those other improv places are like pyramid schemes. And that's just spot on. What I really like is the fact that everybody improvises together. You could be new. You could be very experienced. You could be a teacher. And we all improvise together in class and in shows. And what those other schools are missing is that you learn so much doing scenes with people who do not have your skills yet and you're there to support, or people who are so good they're supporting you and you end up doing a really good scene and you're thinking, wow, I'm good at that. And that does wonders for your confidence. And it gets you out of your head to think, oh, I got this. So that ability to work with a variety of people and very different types of improvisers, very different skill sets, because you're not being taught kind of like a UCB. Find the game of the scene, do the game of the scene, heighten it, you're done.
Yeah.
It's like
Get out.
Yeah, but here could be anything.
Yeah.
There's such a wide variety of skill sets here, skill sets that I could never do, but I enjoy being in the scene with them. So
yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's you've tasted the different cups of improv and thinking, talking about the Herald and more dramatic long form structures, IO West, improv theater, you said, right? Yeah, like a lot of different things. Before you started, way back, right, that first class at South Bay Adult School, you said, right? Were you a performer, or had you done performing or theater or music or anything like that?
No, kind of life was a performance.
It's very true.
And you develop characters early on if you want to be like class clown. I grew up, before your time was a show called Laugh In. And there are all these characters. So I would imitate all these different characters, and people would think that's funny in class. And in my family, the women talked a lot. My father and I were quiet, and I would occasionally throw something in that was witty or funny. And then when you choose a profession and you have to interact with people,
right,
you realize, oh my God, they need something from me. I have to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
And then I have to become that person, that provider, so that they feel comfortable with being there with me. Yeah.
Wow, that's like, it's like you're in my job. Just I was like, whoa, that's so true. I guess that's a lot of jobs though that have that too.
Yeah, I think it's a skill set that applies so well. And you were talking with Matt about corporate improv, and just what can't you apply it to is the question, because it's basically. As Viola Spolin used to say, acting is teaching. It's not acting is communication. That's what she used to say. And so if you learn improv skills, then you're just going to communicate much better with those you work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love that we're talking Viola Spolin.
Yeah. We go way back.
Ooh, yeah. Oh man. Oh, good. Oh, Viola Spolin, the mother of improv.
Yes, exactly.
One of my favorite people to have ever existed. Well, she's kind of why we're here now.
Exactly, and
in a long story way. Yeah.
If Nicholson may have not been as good as they were, maybe we wouldn't be here.
That's true.
Yeah,
those Compass Players.
And Del Close and IO and training the people, the crazy Charna Halper, and then training the people who could then go to Second City and perform and do sketch.
And bring us into that modern era. I'm thinking a lot about Catherine O'Hara.
Oh,
she's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. She's, still acting. She's on that Apple TV show, The Studio.
Right.
Every time I see her on screen, automatically something is better because of her presence. So it's just a big loss. And I'm just thinking about her importance to like improv and its history and its growth. I mean, Second City TV and just all those Christopher Guest movies that she did.
Right.
And
you could learn so much from those Christopher Guest movies.
Yeah. She's one of my all-time favorite performers. So I just
agree.
It's a big loss. And so many things she's been in that it's just like, wow. Yeah, Home Alone, Christopher Guest, Schitt's Creek, Second City TV. Oh my gosh.
Big talent.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Oh, Catherine. Okay. Can't think about that too much, but I was thinking a lot about that this week and just her role in kind of the history of improv and really the 70s. I feel like a lot took off there. Kind of bring us, that's, the Groundlings and, all these different studios started popping up during that time, the movement in San Francisco and a lot to think about. So thinking about all that just and her role in it. But enough about Catherine O'Hara. We love her, but we're not here. This is not the Catherine O'Hara cast. This is the Craig cast. That's why we're here. So I'd love that you just made that decision. You said, I'm going to take an improv class. That sounds fun. And then you stuck with it and you really, truly invested in it. You tried different things. Getting into serious long form improv. And the Herald I love the Herald, but it is, it's a chore at times.
It is. What
Yeah.
amuses me about the Herald is if you talk to somebody who went to a studio where they trained for the Herald, they all have the Herald story, the one time it actually worked. And so I did a lot of classes, did some shows, and literally one time it worked. But when it does work, oh my God, it's the thrill of a lifetime.
Yeah.
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 It just doesn't happen enough.
It's the most fun thing. And then other times it's just like, oh boy, we did not escalate, or we lost our beats, or, was this time dash or analogous? And then
Exactly.
it just gets,
Yeah.
Oh.
And to build it up to some pinnacle that makes sense. So when they do the lights out, and at I.O. they would actually literally lights out.
Yeah.
To bring it up to that pinnacle at the right moment and the right way that makes sense for the rest of the 50 minutes or whatever it is. So hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
Absolutely challenging. Oh man. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have a Herald story, and I don't know that I do.
I actually have a Herald story. I had the one time it worked. This was like a class show. I don't know, level 6 or level 7. And the suggestion from the audience was something about technology, the internet or something. So obviously with the Herald, you start off with 3 scenes. And one of them was a guy using Siri to tell him what to say on a date. I can't remember what the first one was. And ours was 2 guys who stay at home and do nothing but home shopping network.
Okay.
And they were arguing over who gets the TV, So the second set of scenes, time dash. Third set of scenes, it was heightened. We were the third scene, so we were going to be the last scene. And for some reason, I thought, wait a minute, I don't like the way this is going. I'm saying it about the, technology running our lives, and I said, I think I'm going to exercise my free will. I don't think I want to do this anymore. And so it's just the 2 of us on stage, and everybody else on the team, which is like 8 or 9 people, start grumbling so the audience can hear, problem in sector 4, problem in sector 4. What is it, sector 7? They seem to be trying to develop free will. So that conversation is going on from behind the barrier, and then
the back line.
We're continuing our scene. And they finally decide, well, we're going to have to do something about that. So I'm still talking, and all 7 or 8 of them rush the stage with guns drawn, and they yell, hit the floor. We both hit the floor, lights out.
Yep.
It was
Perfect.
so good.
Yeah.
That one time.
What a great supporting move too from everybody to come
it was
in.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just
kind of turn it into this dystopian, almost 1984-esque,
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. I guess I'll have to get back at it. So,
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't done one for a while, so that's also, a really long time. So that's also, that's on me, I guess too. But that's fine. Living without it. I did. I don't know. Have you ever taken any classes at UCB?
I have not.
Okay, they do. They have their whole audition thing. They do is it's all Herald based. If you want to get on their house teams, and for the auditions, it's killer. They're just like, all right, we're gonna put you in a random team, and then you guys are gonna have 10 minutes to warm up or whatever, and then you're gonna go perform 2/3 of a Herald, and that's the audition.
Oh my God, that would be so.
And it's just I've done it a couple times, and it's just. Everyone's, trying to have their moment to see, I can escalate, see, time dash. And it's just, it's fun, but it's a bit of a train wreck because nobody knows each other. It's truly improv. You're just thrown in there with strangers.
Yeah. I tried out at I.O. Never got anywhere. The guy who ran I.O. at the time, he taught level 7 and he liked our class. And he said, I'm going to do you guys a big favor. I'm going to let you want to give you some stage time. Stage time.
That is a big favor.
And so he gave us one time.
Yeah.
11 p.m. Sunday night. It was Super Bowl Sunday. We barely made the improv rule, which is you have to have more people in the audience than you have on stage.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we made that by one or two.
Yeah, I've had some houses like that. Oh, there's that's a very important rule.
That was
because otherwise it's just why are we up here, folks? Why are we?
That was rough.
That means there's not even one audience member for each of us on stage.
And then I come here.
Yeah.
And student shows. Packed.
Yeah.
Obviously the teacher faculty shows always packed.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah. Never had that same issue.
Yeah.
It's like, there's 6 folks out there, so we're going to have to cut one of you from the show tonight. We got to even things out. How about, instead of being in the show, how about you go sit in the house and help us out? Yeah. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay. So I want to talk about kind of your transition into IFTP. So, of course, we all know the pandemic. Improv over Zoom is a horrendous thing. It's not where it's meant to be done. I think we know that. You found IFTP online. You realized, hey, this place is really close to me. What were some of your initial impressions coming in? Because you had a great amount of experience before. I mean, you're very well studied.
What was nice is that on the website, it asks you for a little bit of background. And I'm assuming Matt is the person who's reviewing that. And so filled it all out. And same day, probably within a couple hours, he had a feedback. And he said, why don't you come to my Wednesday night class? So well, it's very friendly. He probably just want to check me out, make sure I'm not, really terrible. It was such a nice mix of everybody knowing each other real well and just being really super supportive, even before the improv started.
Yeah.
And then he was so welcoming and kind and gracious to everybody. And what really impressed me, he knew everybody's names, and I had a really hard time remembering names. And then there was good warm-up and actual structure to, said, okay, we're going to work on this tonight, and boom, boom, boom. You end up doing, in 2.5 hours, a lot of improv, a lot of stage time.
Yeah.
And I only recently figured out how he's doing it. He's warping space-time. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's true.
Yeah, because you think about it and you look back. I don't see how that all happened in that period of time.
Yeah.
So the people were hysterically funny, very bright, and I didn't get this sense of competition of, okay, I'm going to prove that this person's better than
Yeah.
None of that, and even something as simple as, okay, let's clap for them when they go up to start their scene, and after the scene, people giving good feedback,
discussion.
So everything about it just felt so good. I went home, told my wife, this is it. This is so good.
Just curious, what year was that? Do you remember?
This was 2.5 years ago.
Okay. Okay. I'm wondering. I feel like I had been in that Wednesday class for a time before I joined the faculty, but I'm trying to think it was probably May or June 2022 when I left. Oh. Darn. So there was a bit of a gap there. Yeah, because Wednesday was my class for a little while. Yeah. I only ever took Wednesday class.
Did you only ever have Matt?
Yes. Well, unless we had a sub, or I think I went to a Saturday class at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've dropped in on a couple.
All the subs have been so. I've never had you as a sub.
I'm like a shooting star in that I don't teach too many of the improv classes. Okay. I've taught at camp, and then I teach the sketch comedy class, of course. And that's once or twice a year kind of thing. There might be an announcement about that coming up soon, but who knows?
I would take a character class from you or a space work class from you. So I like what you do on stage.
That's what I taught at camp, was character work.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because I love doing character work. That's my favorite thing.
You can tell, and you mentioned in prior podcasts that you have some theater training in college, and
Yeah.
and so I see you as my wife had some theater training, and occasionally we'll play and we'll do like
Yeah.
improv things, but when she drops into character, it's complete. Everything changes, and you're the same way on stage. It's like, oh my God, it's a whole character. You don't see that. Del Close used to call it a thin veil over
Yes.
yourself, just to give the outlines of some character. It's much more interesting, I think, when you drop fully into a character.
Yeah.
Ava's a lot like that.
Yes, she
too.
is. Yeah. I remember thinking that one of the first times I think I saw a show here, and it was, all the instructors, and I was like, whoa. It was like, whoa, seeing everybody. I was sitting there.
Yeah. Ava's
crazy.
my wife's favorite improviser here.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, does your wife take classes too?
No, she had the improv experience
okay.
in theater. And
right,
it's not nearly as fun.
It is not.
Yeah. So she kind of soured to it. She
Yeah.
watch it, loves to watch it.
Yeah, sure.
But to participate in it, no.
Yeah. I did always like, if I were ever in a play or a musical or whatever, when we did get the opportunity, I like to improvise in that character. Could be fun. Shakespeare, it's a little tougher, but you still find a way. But, other shows, you just have that offstage banter where you're still in character,
Right.
or just messing around during a dress rehearsal or something. I did love those moments, but it's not the same when you're totally free. No constraints other than what you put upon yourself. That's one of my goals. Maybe you have this goal too, is I want my wife to take a class here at some point.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet. She's seen plenty of shows. I know she can perform, I got to close the deal,
I know she'd be good. But
Yep,
she
exactly.
doesn't want it. And
Yeah.
made the argument so many times.
Oh, me too. I'm like, no, don't take my class. Take someone else's class. And just don't even say that you know me or that we're married. Even though lots of folks know her around the studio, so she might not be too anonymous there. So what can you do? But man, that's awesome though. Okay, I'm curious because I think just from a couple. I have so many questions I want to ask you, Craig. Jeez Louise. I'm feeling scatterbrained. So you told me about IFTP, those initial impressions. You were in Matt's Wednesday class. Yeah, immediately you noticed, it's not competitive, super supportive, room for discussion, how Matt warps space-time.
Yes.
Which I think is very true. I've been in 3-hour classes where I've probably only participated twice. Longer classes, less participation. Right. I don't know what was going on there. Go. Okay. Here's what I think the direction I want to take. I've noticed a few times, I feel like, I know this from your training and what you've mentioned. You've got a deep knowledge, I think, of kind of improv and its history as an art form. Are there certain books or just certain different things that you've studied that kind of help you learn about improv, outside of class?
Who wrote, I'm having trouble remembering his name. The name of the book is Improvise, Seen from the Inside Out. It's written by the guy who ran the Annoyance Theater in Chicago.
I was going to say Mick Napier. But
yes.
It is Mick Napier.
Yes,
okay.
good.
Yeah.
Impressive. That was the book that was the most helpful. And I think it was helpful because it was just so straightforward and simplistic. And you could use the principles in pretty much any sort of spin that you put on improv.
Everybody's got a little different flavor here and there.
And the part that I remember the most, that stuck with me the most initially, was be big, be bold, make a choice. And it's not to have like a big loud character or anything. It's just make it ever so clear to your scene partner what it is you're doing, who you are, so they have something they can work with. So that was what stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the first book. No, I read Truth in Comedy.
Yeah.
Which was interesting historically.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helped me that much as an improviser. But I have my collection of improv books.
I do as well.
But you got to do it. You just got to get out there and do it.
I think everybody hits a point where you're like, wait a second, I want to learn a little more about this. And then you kind of get into the books and everything. And there's, a lot of interesting resources. The one there's one, I think it's just Improv, a history or a history of improv, something like that. And now I can't remember the author's name, but it's really just a history of improv, going back to Nichols and May and, talking about everything before that, Compass Players, Viola Spolin, of course, and all of that. And it's one of my favorite books because it's like, wow, there's really a lot to learn about.
It's fascinating.
Here. Yeah.
All the things that had to happen to get this thing to stay together and work, and how people were experimenting so much in the early days with what works. And people arguing, oh, you can't just have a show with improv. You just use improv to do sketch. And that's, the way you need to go.
Yeah. It's like it can be its own thing. It doesn't have to just be a launch pad.
Yeah. I remember used to have professional meetings in Chicago, so I'd go back and see a Second City show. And it was 45-minute sketch, and then 45 minutes of improv.
Oh,
I enjoy
awesome.
the improv.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much more.
Yeah.
And then you go to an IO show, and it's all improv.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm jealous of that. That's one thing. I've never been to Chicago. I've been in the airport. It doesn't count. But I want to just go to Second City in Chicago and see a show there. I've read so much about it. I heard so much about it. I've seen improv in New York. I've seen improv in LA. But
What'd you see in New York?
UCB.
And how was it?
Yeah. It was kind of like UCB in LA. Yeah. Saw Harold and I was like, yeah, this is UCB. Yeah. I used to be very into the UCB world. So
okay.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time in that. So I was kind of like, this feels like I'm kind of back in LA. Yeah.
Sometimes in the wrong environment, it can start to feel like a cult.
Yeah.
Where you say, oh, they're making me think a certain way, and I want to do things this way, and that's not allowed.
Yeah.
And here it's like, we'll nurture whatever direction you want to go, whatever kind of characters you want to be, however you want to approach improv, that's okay.
Yeah. I think one thing I've realized while talking to you right now is just thinking about even my journey here at IFTP. It started off, when I first joined, I was kind of like, I think I want to still kind of push this as a career a little bit, but I want to go somewhere different. And that's why I started at IFTP. And it was open in person. So that was also, coming out of the pandemic. But, my desires in that have changed over time, where now I'm like, look, I don't know that I'm going to have a career in the entertainment industry, but I still want to be involved in something and, get to perform and teach, because that's meaningful and it's fulfilling. But I can still have a day job too, Right. And that's where I'm more at now. But IFTP still, aligns with that, and it doesn't kick me out because I'm not, I don't have my agent and all these different things. Like, I can still be here, I'm allowed to be here.
Yeah, people just don't even talk about that.
Talk
about, I got, a callback or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all
new headshots.
Exactly. New headshots.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So here people are living their normal lives, and this becomes just their way of exercising that part of their brain, their psyche that needs this, and we all need community.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah. These days more than ever.
Good place to get that. You're working on something together. It works by support. This was like a few weeks ago, and biggest compliment I've ever gotten in doing improv was two people for seeing go up there, and the other person who came up was really new. I think it was her first scene in class, and she said out loud, I'm nervous. And it was an Ava's class, and Ava just looked at me and she said, you're in good hands. I thought, oh my God, that felt so good.
Yeah
To know that I could be supportive to somebody else. It's very cool.
You're like, I can do that, and they can trust me that we're going to be able to find something and build it together. Yeah. So coming into IFTP and kind of your journey here, you said about 2.5 years now. I think, I've talked to a wide range of folks on this show, folks who were brand new to improv when they came here, folks who had, experience from other places. So I'm curious, with your training prior to coming to IFTP, do you feel that there were habits or tendencies that you had as an improviser that changed after studying here?
It depends. I think at Impro, which was you learn to do like an hour play or a movie. So you do like a rom-com or a Tennessee Williams play based on a suggestion. I had to stop thinking as a producer director of the whole production. Yeah. Like, where is this going to go? Yeah. Okay, this is a rom-com. At some point, there has to be a montage.
Right.
Okay, at some point, somebody's going to chase somebody through an airport. So you're thinking, and it's very distracting.
Yeah.
And to be relieved of that responsibility was really nice. All I had to do is think about what's happening right now. And what gets emphasized a fair amount here is playing in a small sandbox. You know, dig one deep hole rather than, 12 shallow holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that worked. So that attitude of this can be small, this can be about one little thing. And if the relationship is right and the characters are suitable for each other, then you're going to make a great scene. You don't have to think about some big storyline.
Yeah, because it's no matter what's happening, if that relationship is interesting and deep, like you said, the audience is there. Even if you're just sitting at a table eating mac and cheese in the scene, that relationship, we're on the edge of our seats. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a really good analogy, because I think sometimes, myself included, sometimes you get out there, you're a little, maybe you're like that one improviser, right? I'm nervous, and you're like, trying to dig all these holes, and it doesn't work. Yeah. It just is chaotic and messy, and you have nothing to really cling on to. Yeah. It's like you run around like a chicken with its head cut off.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we've all been there, or we've all been in a scene that felt like that.
Right. Where you look at, it's got to be something. Let's try something else.
Yeah, you keep throwing out information.
Right.
And it's like, we don't even need to know all that. You just pick one thing from that and go with it. Yeah. It's a good analogy. Digging many holes or digging deep in one.
Yeah. The other thing I like, there's just too many, but if you're in a scene and you're doing that, you get gently stopped.
Yeah.
Ava and Matt will be like, okay, let's try this. Let's just stay with this one thing you were working on. Don't bring anything else in. And then you do that. And it's a great scene. And it's not like you did a scene that was all bad and then you sit down, they say, that was a terrible scene. You get the experience of doing a really good scene. So you get redirected.
Yeah.
So side coaching is like, and to do it with a very fragile person.
Yeah. Takes skill.
And my wife will attest to that. So how they do it is just right. And I was talking about Julie earlier, the first person I did improv. She was like that, and she would get like people had no actor training, no improv training at all, and just really guide them through ever so gently. And that's just such a great skill set.
Absolutely.
You taught middle school?
Yes.
So that got to be the same very fragile adolescent egos.
It can be, yeah. Especially when you're trying to work through a problem. It's like, I don't want to give you the solution. I want to help you solve it. Yeah, same thing with improv. It's not, you should do this. No, it's kind of like point you in the right direction. Yeah, because I'm sure you've probably been in an improv class where the teacher just tells you what they would do or what they think is funny, and you're like, well, how do I learn? Or how's that inspired by me?
That's my ultimate pet peeve with a teacher who will say, oh, why didn't you do this?
Yeah. It's, hey, what are some other choices you could have made? Ask the question, open it up, and kind of find it. Or ask leading questions, right? Don't just, I don't know.
I love it. Every once in a while, Ava will say, because they'll be in her head, She'll have an idea. And every once in a while, she'll say, oh, I was hoping you would do that. I was so hoping you would do that, and you did it.
Yeah. And that's okay. That
good.
You can do.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very different than, you should have done this here. It would have been funnier. Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that. And that doesn't make anyone a better improviser. It just makes people feel bad.
Makes me cranky.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I did a class where it was like that the whole time. And I was like, why am I here? If I wanted to know what you thought was funny, we could have just had lunch. Like, we didn't need to do this whole 8-week song and dance. Oh man. That's funny. Have you done a performance with IFTP?
Yes.
I'm guessing that you have.
Yes,
Yeah.
a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple. Which do you think is more challenging, or maybe not more challenging? What do you think the differences are between doing a scene in class versus doing a scene in a show?
I am nervous for shows, and my get around for that is pretending it's a class and we're just there to have fun. And one of the reasons I can do that is because you look out in the audience and you see a lot of people that you take class with, because everybody is so supportive of one another. But yeah, with class, there's time to kind of recharge, throw something out of your head if you're obsessing on it.
Yeah.
And in a show, that's harder to do because it's like bum,
just keeps going.
Yeah. So in class, there's the support from the teacher as well. It just really. So it's still a little scary. And I haven't had a show where I'm going, oh my God, that was so great. I've had shows, that was a good show.
Yeah.
And then you kind of consider it with, everybody doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy the experience because it's fun to work with people I have worked with before and people I haven't worked with before. But I feel a greater sense of, I'm here because I really want to support IFTP, and this is what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then when I go to class, I think, this is really fun for me. I'm doing this for me. This is for my mental health.
Different. Right? Yeah. 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 I feel that. And just, like you said, the show, it's like class, you do your scene, you get to talk about it. You sit down and go, okay, that's how this went. I like that. I didn't like that. Let's move on. But yeah, show, there's no space for that.
No, to be in the audience for a show.
Wow.
That's so different because you can enjoy it for how funny it is.
Yeah.
But there's also a great opportunity to learn from people, like watching you go into your character, watching Benjamin support another improviser.
Oh, yeah.
He is so good at that.
Yeah, he is.
Everybody is just so funny. I don't know if you were there, part of the show, when Wayne Brady came in, and he was in the show because, what's his name, was in the show.
Jonathan Mangum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he apparently got a call like half hour before the show from Wayne Brady saying, hey, I'm feeling good. Can I come over and do the show with you? And Jonathan Mangum asked Matt, hey, you mind if Wayne Brady?
Yeah. Not at all.
So Wayne Brady did the show, and I was expecting, he's going to be an amazing character.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really funny. And what I watched was the best support improviser I've ever seen. He made everybody look good in whatever scene he was in.
Yeah.
It was just magical. So every scene went well because he was kind of there and not like being obvious about it. Just, it was, how people watch improv and they say, how'd you do that? That seems, and I love it when they say, that seemed like magical. That's the
best thing.
And that's, because if you do it without showing all the strings, that is magic.
It is really magic. Yeah. Let me tell you a little history about Mr. Brady.
Good.
I have this track record here at IFTP where I always miss him. And this goes back to, the one time I didn't miss him, the very first show I did at IFTP, it was one of those nights, they did 2 performances. There was like an early show and a late show. I was in the late show. I arrived early, and Wayne Brady performed in the early show, but I didn't get to see it because I was in the cast for the late one. But I did get to briefly meet him backstage.
Oh, wow.
One handshake. Because I just showed up, I was just like, I'm here for my show. It was my first IFTP show, still kind of learning the ropes. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then every time since then, every so often, Matt will be like, hey, we're doing a show on this date. Are you available? Sometimes I'm not available. You know, if I'm ever asked, I always want to take that opportunity because it's a privilege and you can't take it for granted. But, you know, sometimes life. And I feel as though every time I'm not able to, it's, you know, it'll be, oh, Wayne Brady showed up tonight, or, you know, Mindy Sterling came, or Annie Sertich. And I'm like, are they allergic to me? It's just every time. So one of these days, if I can ever be in the same room as Wayne Brady again, I'd be honored. You know?
That's so good.
I'm like, dang it, this always happens to me.
We had Annie as a sub.
Oh,
one time.
yeah.
Oh, that was so magical.
Yeah.
She was so good.
Yeah.
Very fun.
She's tons of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lot of improv knowledge in that.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a class with her. I think I did a couple sessions as well, and it was just a blast. I was like, wow. And you want to perform with me? Why?
I know.
That's kind of Jonathan too. I think I'd taken a training session with him, and I felt that I was like, "Are you sure?" Just a couple of those folks. I'm like, "Wow, just moving at a whole different speed. It's a different game for them." And with Wayne, I'm sure it's
so good.
Yeah. So one of these days, if I'm ever so lucky, as the timing works out, I'd be absolutely blessed.
Yeah.
Or he's just allergic to me, and that's fine too. You know, we all are allergic to different things. But that's my history with Wayne Brady.
Cool.
And I'm like, maybe one day. It's been a few years now. It's got to happen at some point. It's got to happen. Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. You know, maybe the next one. Probably not, but maybe.
You never know.
You never know. So coming back onto IFTP. During your time here, so I know you've done Monday night classes, you've done Wednesday night classes. Have you tried kind of any of the extracurricular types of classes we have here at IFTP as well?
I've done, I think 3, and Thursday will be 4. Drama Prov.
Oh, Drama Prov.
Yeah, and I like that for the length of the scene, and I can use some of the skills I got at Improv.
Yeah,
and it's nice to be relieved of the need to be funny.
Yeah. Just do something different entirely. Yeah.
And it's not usually the same people I see on Monday or Wednesday. So you get a chance to play with somebody else.
Yeah.
The first one I did was with Dave, who
Dave Lay, I think.
Takes Saturday classes.
Okay. Yeah.
I think, okay, I don't know this guy. He was so good.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So you get to play different roles. Sheba did one. She didn't do a scene with me, but it was dramatic, and her dramatic acting ability was just so good. I went up to Matt. I said, "Does she have like a theater training somewhere?" No. That's just what she
Sheba.
does. Yeah. So it's fun. I think it's very different.
Yeah.
Than regular improv.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's offering that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's just a whole different direction. You know, it's like, hey, remember how we chased that ridiculous thing, or all that? Don't worry about that tonight. You know, it's grounded. It's real, and that can be fun in its own way.
Yeah.
Just to explore that whole different set of circumstances. Yeah. Oh, that is cool. I need to take one of those classes sometime too. I gotta talk to Matt.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
It's only, I think, 10 people. So that fills really quickly.
Yeah, because every time it comes up, you know, it's kind of, you have to watch for it. It's, you know, maybe once every couple of months, I feel like. Right. Yeah.
And classes are getting like that now too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's competitive.
It's hard to get in sometimes.
Yeah. Because I know there's like the insider email, and then there's the other email.
Right. Oh my god.
It's like, I remember always having to be really on it with that. They're like, no, I'm not going to get back in my same group. And that's the thing. It's we need to be a little less popular, I think. Yeah. That might help, you know, make it easier for the regulars, huh?
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when you're this good to of a place to learn.
Yeah.
Not get people.
People want to be here.
I mean, Courtney, who's hysterically funny. Anything Courtney does, I'm laughing. So she brings one roommate in who's taking classes now. Another roommate. And they're both really good.
Yeah.
Improvisers. They both had experience. So yeah, the word's getting out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just, soon she's going to bring another roommate.
You may have to add classes. You may have to teach improv.
And we're going to have to ask Courtney how many roommates that she has.
She's got one more. She has 4 roommates, so she got one more who has.
Okay. We got to get them in here then. We got to get the whole household.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be very funny. All right, Craig, I got just a couple more questions for you before we do a little improv. Put the pedal to the metal, if you will. So thinking about your experience here at IFTP, have you seen just your experience with improv, your improv career, let's call it? Have there been things that you've learned in improv that have bled into other areas of your life?
I think from early on, the thing that affected me most was paying more attention to the other person in a conversation and getting a sense of emotionally what's going on and what do I need to do to help them in whatever process they're in. And also there's a sense of when you're doing improv in front of people, you at some point have to get over being nervous about that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think in new situations where I'm not familiar with people, it's easier for me now to relax and be spontaneous and think, you know, whatever comes out is okay, and we'll work with whatever that is. And I think I steal so much from my fellow improvisers that I tend to be funnier now.
Yeah, well, it's like a side effect.
Yes, because it's like, oh, I got to do that thing that Drew does, or you know, it's
yeah.
So yeah, and plus there's a genuine sense of being yourself because you're working with all these little characters, and every time you're in a scene, there's a part of it that is relating to something that you've experienced, right? And I'm going to drive the emotionality of the scene so that it's really familiar and true to who I am. And if it's true to who I am, my character is going to be more believable to my scene partner and to the audience. So in a situation outside of improv, and I'm experiencing something or someone in a real negative way, then I'm going to trust that. I'm going to believe that. There's something wrong here. This is not a person I should be around. I'm getting a real negative sense from that. They're trying to diminish me in some way.
Yeah.
So I think that level of awareness, even when you're in a very involved conversation, even in that moment, you're able to access that better. Because I think growing up, it was more a sense of being in a situation and being uncomfortable with it, and then having some time later think about it, rehash it, go over it, and maybe even go to a therapist and say, okay, this is what I think I was experiencing. And they had to break it down and, you know, say, well, this is like this relationship in your life, and this is like your parental relationship or whatever. Now it's more, it's just there.
Yeah.
I think that really, improv really hones that skill. You have to be able to check in with yourself in the moment to know how your character is going to respond.
How am I feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a question. And I think too, I just loved your point. Yeah, that it's the bits of yourself that go into every scene that you do. That's what makes each and every person a unique improviser, because you are not the same as the next person. You know, you're both funny and you both bring something different to the table. I think we often see that in, I'm trying to think, there's a game, it comes in ways, you know, Hotspot.
Yes.
Yeah. Where it's just kind of, you know, it's about songs, and like everybody has these different songs that they bring in, but that's a game to me where you always get a little sliver of like each individual person, just real quick. Cause someone comes out, it's like, oh, interesting that you chose that song. And then how they perform it too. And I just love to see that little sliver. It's always such a treat Because it's like, that's why we do this, and that's why I love to see all these different types of folks here. Because what you bring to the table in every scene is never going to be the same. It's cultural references, it's experience, it's that's what makes the scenes more fun.
Yeah, cultural references, family experiences, occupation, all that plays out.
Yeah, that's I think one of the things too. I always think of is like, and maybe you saw this in other places you studied improv, is that diversity in age is something that we have here, which I think is so good because it's how we learn, it's how we get better, and it's more fun, you know.
And people, I think, are more appreciative. Of that. I know as an oldster, I really appreciate the energy of some of the younger improvisers, and so that rubs off, I think.
I think so.
Another thing about improv, if you're an actor, you can't play someone who's 7. Well, maybe you could play someone who's 17, but you probably couldn't play someone who's 80.
Yeah.
But in improv, whatever age you want, gender,
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I had this conversation with us. We were having coffee with this couple we know, and they're retiring too, and they were trying to decide what language they would learn once they retired, and they were trying to decide between Spanish and French. And I said, hey, you guys, you can take improv, then you could speak any language there is.
That's true. That's true. You'll be fluent.
Yes, instantly.
Gibberish too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So when did they sign up?
Yeah. They would be good.
Tuesday nights.
They were both very funny and very bright.
Got to get them. Got to get them in the door. That's very funny, but you make a good point there. You make a good point. Oh, man. That's good. That's good. All right. My last question for you, Craig.
Yes.
It's 2026, February. The year is young. You've done some drama prov, some other classes. You've been studying here at IFTP for a couple of years. Is there anything kind of maybe on your radar or on the horizon that you're like, hey, this year I want to try this, or I would like to have accomplished this by the end of the year, maybe related to performing, improv, kind of anywhere in that realm?
Interesting question. I think it might presume like a goal-oriented focus. And that was my entire life, was being goal-oriented but for the next thing. And now that I'm retired and I've decided what I really like and what I don't like, I'm less goal-oriented and more role-oriented. I am an improviser. I am someone who appreciates music or really good acting, and I like to watch that. Or I like to be healthy, and I'm going to eat well, and I'm going to exercise. So now I'm more in a role-oriented sense, so I don't think at the beginning of the year I need to get to this next goal. I might, on a daily basis in an improv class, saying, you know, I'd like to do some accents, or I'd like to do a scene with this person because I haven't done that many scenes with them. So it's more goals that might be on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Okay. So then maybe it's accents. We'll see. Or learning a new language for an improv scene.
Yes.
I like
Very
that.
fun.
And I like that answer too. Role oriented, which is, that's an interesting mindset. And it's, in some ways, roles and goals both can get you to the place you want to go.
And once you get to a place where you're comfortable, which I am, then I don't feel like I need to strive at something else because I like where I'm at now.
So that way you can just be and enjoy. Maybe some words to live by. Write that down, folks at home. Pull over your car or just brake immediately where you are and write this down. I see no issue with that. Make sure to use your hazards. All right, Craig, you ready to do some improv?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay. This might be a game you've played before. It's not an IFTP favorite, but it's one we do here. Maybe it's a favorite. I don't know. I enjoy it, but I can't speak for the whole studio. That's not really fair of me. I'm just one person. It's a little game called Coming Home.
Okay.
Yeah. You may have played this one. I know I've played it with Matt before. In this game, You are going to be arriving home somewhere. I will be at home. You will be arriving. We don't know where you're arriving home from yet. I think we'll find out in the scene. But I will give us a relationship that we are brothers. We are brothers. You are coming home from somewhere. And that's all I'm going to give us. And in this scene, I'll lights up and I'll black out when I think we're done. But any questions that you have, Craig?
No.
All right. We're brothers. Okay. You're coming home. Lights up.
Oh, David, I could swear when I left 8 months ago, you were in that exact same position.
Philip, this may shock you. You are right. Last thing I said to you before you walked out that door is that from now on, I'm going to take it easy. Brother, I have been taking it easy.
Well, as you know, if I had seen that back then, I would have given you a lecture. But over these last 8 months, I have learned that I am not responsible for what you do.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's what led to our disagreement in the first place. And I'm glad you've come around because, in truth, I did miss you while you were gone.
Well, I missed you a lot, too. I missed everybody, but you tend to miss your family when you're in prison. You do.
Yeah. I thought about writing you. And I'm sorry that I didn't. I was taking it easy. And I figured I'll see him when he gets out.
I will admit that it was disappointing not to hear from you. I assumed you were getting all my letters. I tried to send at least 2 a day.
I did not read a single one of your letters, Philip.
I'm crushed. I'm crushed. There was so much in there that I wrote that express how much I appreciated you providing an example for me growing up.
That sounds really nice. And, well, the truth is, I was mad at you. So I didn't want to look at those letters. And then, by the time I finally came around and was missing you, there were just so many that I felt a little overwhelmed. And actually, well,
that's them.
I've got them all in this bag right here. Hundreds of letters, Philip.
Thousands, actually.
Thousands. I lost count.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, well, whatever it is he was trying to say, maybe we could just talk about it once he came home.
This is hundreds of pages of examples from our childhood, from swimming in the watering hole to
good times,
to teasing old Mrs. Franklin.
Oh, the best.
And of course, there's little Ruff and what he meant to us.
Sweetest dog.
Everything that touched my heart, I wrote in those letters.
And perhaps I should take some time to catch up and read them.
Well, I've been having trouble finding a job, so I can sit right here and wait till you've read them all.
Well, I'll tell you this. I have not been working either. I after you went to prison, I just kind of lost my will to participate. You know, in all this.
Wait, are you saying that if I had been here, you would have been more inspired to do things?
Absolutely.
Well, that would mean that I have inspired you. It wasn't always that you were inspiring me.
Philip. You're right. As soon as you left, like I said, I've been taking it easy. But for the worse.
I can see that.
Nothing in my life has gotten better since you left. I'm sitting here with a pile of letters, pile of past due bills, and a pile of my own filth.
I noticed that.
I do not bathe regularly these days. I don't want to put a number on it, but I'd say it's been at least 3 weeks.
Oh, brother.
Since I washed my hands. I've really let myself go.
Now I feel bad that I had to go to prison. I neglected my responsibility to you.
I'm the older brother. I should have taken your place. Look, I shouldn't have blamed the robbery on you.
Well, I knew that I could handle those 8 months in prison better than you. So I was okay with going.
And I am forever grateful for that, Philip.
Well, if you could figure out a way to actually show some appreciation, I think I would like that.
I think the first thing I'll do to show that I appreciate you is take a bath.
That would be a blessing, dear brother.
Blackout! We kind of went the drama prop route a little bit, but then it was still a little silly, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I feel like 8 months for a robbery is pretty good.
That's, well,
Yeah, good behavior. Good behavior.
Yeah.
You seemed like the better behaved brother. I think I may not have been a good influence, which is why you really did inspire me.
Yes,
Because
well, you had read those letters.
If I had read those letters, then I could have been a better brother to you.
Yes.
But that's life, That's life, and I'm glad you got out okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you had to smell that. Three what? Oh, no. Thank you for playing with me, Craig.
Thank
I like
you.
a little podcast
Enjoyed
improv is, it's a little wacky out of the box, but it's just a fun way to do it. We sit and you just kind of have a conversation, whatever the scene leads to. Before we conclude tonight's episode,
Yes.
Craig, I want to give you the opportunity. Are there any last words you want to leave us with tonight on life, on improv, on cats, on Star Trek, anything at all?
I really wanted to this evening express my gratitude for this entity being here, and mostly to Matt. I mean, it's one thing to be a great improviser and a great teacher, but also to be someone who has been able to organize this community as it is. I'm very grateful for that. And I've learned a lot, not just improv, but, how to be part of a community, how to support people, not just in scenes, but in whatever they're doing. So this has become a very important part of my life, and I really appreciate it very much.
Yeah. Well said, Craig. Yeah, just thank you to Matt. I know we don't say it enough, and we like to give him a bad time because he's tall and handsome. But, we're really thankful to you, Matt. I know you're listening. Not tangent, but one thing I forgot to mention that I just think is an interesting through line. At the beginning of our episode, we talked about Star Trek.
Yes.
And one of the things you appreciated about the original show is kind of, the human themes that we talked about and the importance of getting out there, meeting other people, seeing, what you can teach them and what you can learn from them. And I think I kind of identified that came through in your talking about this place too, kind of your experience here, meeting people different than yourself from different walks of life. And I just thought that was an interesting connection. Star Trek, IFTP, and maybe kind of part of your philosophy with life too, which I really appreciate.
Fascinating.
Live long and prosper. Yes. Well, thank you so much to Craig for coming on the show tonight. As always, we'll be back next time with another great episode of Improv for the Podcast. But until then, Improv for the Podcast was created by Matt Moore and Michael Lee Evans, edited and produced by Michael Lee Evans, and finally presented by Improv for the People. Interested in more IFTP? You can visit us at improvforthepeople.com or on our socials, such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Remember, new episodes are released weekly. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.